Trevor Lawrence lived up to the hype when he became starting quarterback at Clemson. Now that Lawrence has entered the 2021 NFL Draft, Clemson will now turn to DJ Uiagalelei. But who is DJ Uiagalelei? In the Who Is series, we go through the backstories of up-and-coming collegiate and pro athletes. If you enjoy this video, leave a like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and let me know who you want to see in future episodes. DJ Uiagalelei was born on April 17, 2001, and is from Inland Empire, California. DJ's father, whose nickname is Big Dave, was a bodyguard who has worked security for celebrities like Chris Brown, DJ Khaled, and Rihanna. His father is first-generation American and played football at Mount San Antonio College, a school 25 miles from Los Angeles. Big Dave could have played in the pros, and he actually had a tryout with the Eagles at center, but he turned it down because he played left tackle. His son also teased that his father didn't really like to work out. His father taught him to work, focus, grind. DJ started to get onto recruiters' radars when he was in middle school, but many thought there was no way he would stay at quarterback. They thought with his size, he would put on some weight and start playing offensive line. According to his high school offensive coordinator Steve Lowe, DJ earned his first scholarship in 6th grade. Lowe said, "I was working at a school about 400 miles north, and I heard about this absolute terror who had received his first scholarship offer in the 6th grade, and was throwing pitches in the low to mid 90-mile-per-hour range. Before I became his coach, I saw his physical skill and talent. We're talking about a kid who outthrew Ohio State quarterback Justin Fields in a long ball competition. He threw the ball 85 yards. The crazy thing, according to Big Dave, DJ did not play a lot of youth football growing up. Other than football, DJ was a fantastic baseball player with the ability to throw a fastball 95 miles per hour. He also was projected to be a top pick in the MLB draft, and in 2019 he expressed that he wanted to play both football and baseball in college. That has since changed as DJ has come out and said he probably won't play baseball in college anymore, but you never know, something could change. In high school, DJ's arm strength was described as generational and was incredibly accurate. He also showed he was athletic outside the pocket, and his scrambling was described as scary and compared to Cam Newton. DJ attended St. John Bosco High School in California. He originally decided to go to St. John Bosco due to the coaches developing Josh Rosen. DJ accidentally starred in Season 1 of QB1 Beyond the Lights. During this time period, there was some controversy as many believed DJ was the better player, but was stuck behind senior Real Mitchell, who had led the team to a state championship the year before, and also happened to be starring in QB1 Beyond the Lights. Big Dave said on the situation, "Sometimes my son is more of an adult than me. He says in the car, 'Dad, don't say anything. It's going to make it harder for me.' I sit there and say, 'Damn, my kid is smarter than me.'" He was not supposed to have the cameras on him, but when he took over the starting quarterback role midway through his sophomore year, he stepped up and played extremely well. DJ finished throwing for 2,905 yards and 31 touchdowns throughout the season, and also ran for 379 yards and 4 touchdowns on the ground. He quickly cemented himself as the starting quarterback going into his junior year. As a junior, DJ threw for 3,366 yards and 48 touchdowns and led St. John Bosco to a 13-1 record. He showed off his impressive arm strength and impressed on how he was able to make the right reads from the pocket. He was also named National Offensive Player of the Year and First Team All-American by USA Today. During his senior year, Uiagalelei threw for 4,225 yards and 48 touchdowns with only 2 interceptions the whole season. He also added 412 yards and 8 touchdowns on the ground. During the state championship game in 2019, DJ threw for 410 yards and 4 touchdowns and also added 67 yards and another touchdown on the ground. St. John Bosco finished the season 13-1 and beat number 7 De La Salle in the state championship game 49-28. Not only did St. John Bosco win the state's championship, they also won the national championship. After the game, DJ told TigerNet, "It was crazy when you take the last snap. This is what we've been working for this whole offseason. So it was just crazy to see that. It was amazing, it was so satisfying. Of the hard work that we've been working for 11 months since January and then going into December is what we've been working for." DJ's goal going into high school was to prepare himself for college and do enough to win a championship, and he accomplished both. After the game, he focused on training and finishing out his last few days in high school before enrolling early at college. The craziest thing about all this is DJ did all this in high school and he didn't even have his driver's license yet. DJ finished his high school career throwing for 10,496 yards and 127 touchdowns to only 11 interceptions. He also added 1,103 yards and 18 touchdowns on the ground. DJ was a 5-star recruit who was the best pro-style quarterback, 3rd best player in California, and 10th best player in his class. He is also the 206th best recruit all-time according to 24/7 Sports composite rating. According to 24/7 Sports, coming out of high school, his college comparison was Jamarcus Russell. He had over 30 different Division I offers from all the top programs in the nation. During December of 2018, DJ named his top 7 schools, which were Oklahoma, LSU, Oregon, Alabama, Clemson, Georgia, and Mount San Antonio College. One of these schools doesn't match, and they were the true frontrunners, and that was Mount San Antonio College. I'm obviously joking. The reason Mount Sac was put on the list was due to his 2 uncles coaching there, and it was more of a shout out for the school. According to 24/7 Sports Crystal Ball, DJ's college choice came down between Clemson, USC, and Oregon, but there was really no question where he was going. DJ committed to Clemson in May of 2019, and he never wavered on his commitment, even with Trevor Lawrence on the roster. The crazy thing is, DJ almost didn't end up at Clemson. According to Coach Lowe, Clemson hadn't offered him going into his junior year. They had limited interest, but with DJ being on the West Coast, they assumed he'd go to a West Coast school. But DJ wanted to go to Clemson. He had a conversation with our head coach, Jason Negro, about where he wanted to play, and he said, Clemson. So the head coach reached out to the recruiters at Clemson and asked if they were interested. Within an hour, they called back and were recruiting him. It didn't take long for Dabo and the staff to get involved. When DJ committed to Clemson, he knew he was going to be sitting behind Trevor Lawrence, who is projected to be the first player taken in the 2021 NFL Draft. Many fans weren't expecting to see DJ play any meaningful snaps this season. They thought he would just appear in garbage time. That all changed when star Trevor Lawrence tested positive for COVID-19 and needed to miss a handful of games. In his first career start, DJ completed 30 of his 41 passes for 342 yards and 2 touchdowns, and also rushed for a score in a comeback win over Boston College, where Clemson was down 28-13 at half and rattled off 21 points in the second half to win 34-28. DJ's biggest test came in his second career start during a top 5 matchup against Notre Dame in South Bend. DJ completed 29 of his 44 passes for 439 yards and 2 touchdowns, and added another touchdown on the ground. Clemson would lose in double overtime, 47-40, but get revenge in the ACC championship game. DJ finished the season completing 66.7% of his passes for 914 yards and 5 touchdowns, and also added 4 touchdowns on the ground. DJ looks like he's going to be a future star at Clemson, and I'm excited to see what he does over the next few years. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to check out my other videos in the Who Is series. Don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and as always, remember to embrace the grind.